My name is Megan. I am a student at Western, and I've experienced sleep paralysis for the past 6 years, probably on and off, different points in my life. They're like lucid dreams that feel so real, and I get like this pulling sensation almost, where I'm like laying on my bed and it feels like I'm being like pulled out of my bed, like from my body. Kind of sounds messed up. But for instance, like freshman year, I had like all these photos on the wall of my dorm, and I had like this lucid dream experience. I don't remember what the dream was, but I like felt that pulling sensation where I was getting like pulled, like ripped out of my body, but like in the dream I was like thrown against the wall and all the pictures fell down, and I was pulled up to the ceiling, and it felt like so real, but obviously I was just like laying in my bed. But like the two biggest ones, the most recent one I just had was at my current house, when I had never had sleep paralysis here, which felt really good. I was having this really like vivid dream, a lucid dream, so I was like in control, but I was basically like walking down this like old mansion, and it was like dark, twisty hallways, and then turns out it was like my current house, because I like came into this room that was like my room that I was asleep in, but it was like orange hued, and there was like looked like behind the set of like a play with like the big studio lights and stuff, and there's a bunch of people in there like throwing clothes around, and I was like, what is everybody doing in my room? And then it turns out it wasn't a mansion, it was actually like an old cruise ship, so it was like the Titanic-esque vibe, I would say. And so I was like walking along this cruise ship, and then like I don't really know how, all of a sudden I was in the water and I was surfing, and I was like trying to learn how to surf alongside of this ship, and it was like a giant sailboat, and like these huge waves are coming, and I was like, I don't know how to surf, but everybody was like, don't fall in the water. And I fell in the water in my dream, and all these like siren scary mermaids like rushed at me, and I like was fighting them back with my hands. And so that was the part I was like, I fully remember controlling, because I was like fighting at these mermaids, and I woke up with my hands like outstretched, and I like looked up at me. This was the scariest one, because I like was awake the most when this happened, but I looked up, and there was like this old fisherman, like see-through man, like the classic, like what you'd see out of a horror movie, like a ghost, like a see-through person, was like above my bed, and he had like this like kind of scary face on. My hands are outstretched, and like this is when I like shot up, and I actually was able to move. And so that's why this was the scariest, because I was like fully awake. I like shot up, and he like started like hovering away from my bed towards like the corner of my room. And his facial expression, like we were like looking, like blinking eyes, and his facial expression like shifted from like scared, like from angry to like scared of me, and like he like pulled back and like hovered away, and then just like I like jumped out of my bed and ran at him. So I was like out of my bed when I was still seeing him, and I was like, no, fuck no, and like yelling, and then I ran to my light switch, and by the time I got there, he like floated away and was gone. That was the scariest experience I'd had, because it felt so damn real. Like this was a creepy experience too. We slept in this old barn. I went camping in Haynesville. There was like an old barn, and we slept in a tent in the barn. There was like 8 of us, and I had like the craziest dream where I was getting like my mouth ripped apart, and like was rolling on top of the girls who were sleeping right next to me, and like obviously creating commotion in the tent. But then when I woke up, like they were sound asleep, and like it was like so real, and I was like watching it from above, and it was like the whole tent scene like so accurate to like the T. I don't know if I mean, it was like when I was like 16, so obviously like stress and anxiety and depression kind of became more prevalent in my life. I remember, yeah, when I did talk to my therapist about it, she was like, these things are often triggered by like stress for people. So like a lot of college students get them, and then like she was like, it usually will leave after college for people. But I've noticed, at least for myself, the triggers are like if I drink caffeine too late at night, I'll get it more likely, or if I stay up past a certain hour. So like after like 2 a.m. I'll usually get it that night. So I've just been like, after that whole like old man ghost thing was really creepy, so I was trying to go to bed by 11.
But, or if I'm just like more stressed in my usual life, I think I experience more then too.